Hey, Shalom, welcome to Rakam Passion James London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Chachodash. I want to give double honors to the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful elect, preaching his truth and all sincerity. Okay, back with another topic of discussion. Lord, been just a brief video. This has got an article here from Breitbart, right? Belgian poet. People must accept that pedophilia resides in each of us. Right? So, boy, they've been pushing this agenda for a while now, but it's starting to get more public. What do they call that? Mainstream. It's becoming. They're having more public positions of saying things like this, man, and it's getting put out here more and more often. To turn the minds of the people, man, and although people, for the most part, are not down with pedophilia, all right, you believe that this couldn't possibly happen or come to pass. That's what you really believe in the back. In your thought, man, you don't believe this could ever be this. This could never be officially recognized or accepted. That's what you believe. But considering the path that society has been walking this whole time with the whole LGBT community, right? And all the rights and all the power, recognition, and promotion, right, that these groups get. This is just another thing on the agenda. This is just another thing that is on the agenda, man. That is gonna f everybody up, man. Because this is no different. This is no more. But people like to think, oh yeah, but pedophilia is different from the rest of the LGBT thing and all that stuff, right? But these are all abominations at point blank period in the scriptures. These things should not be, and they won't be, right? All these are abominations, and in the sight of the Lord, man, and they shouldn't be. There's none of none of these movements should be getting no shine, man, because it's all wicked, right? So you believing that this is something that can't come to pass or something that won't come to existence, man, you're fucking dead wrong, man, because you don't know that you're dealing with the devil here, man, that's setting up all this shit. Okay, because none of this shit that is currently accepted should have been accepted in the first place. Okay, it shouldn't have been going on, man, because it was wicked. But lo and behold, here we are today. We got a whole bunch of fucking freaky shit going on that no one fucking understands, that yet we have to, conform to or accept in society, man. It's fucking bullshit. Okay, so don't be surprised, because we told you, man, this is just another stop on the agenda. Right, and they're pushing it more and more into the mainstream. And they're gonna have you accept it, man. At some point, they're gonna be a protected characteristic, so it'll be what do they call that? Hate speech, and all those monikers that people get labeled, man, when you don't agree with shit, right? Right? You're given all this shit. All right. So this is your fault. This is your fault, man. It's just good. It's good for us, man, because even though this shit is disgusting, it's good for us because we know the Lord is coming to destroy this place and destroy all of them. So it vexes us in our spirit that all this shit is going on, but we do know there's an end to all of this, man. This isn't life. Isn't gonna go. It's not gonna continue like this, man. And the Lord is coming soon. So that's the only good part about it for us, that we know this is these things, these people, right? They're gonna be destroyed, right? But you're fucking, you people out here in the world, man. You're simple as hell, gullible, and just moronic, man. Okay, so but anyway, let me just read a little tiny bit of this, right? And then we're gonna grab some scriptures, right? This is a Belgian poet employed by the city of Bruges in Belgium, right, has come under fire, right, writing a letter condemning the demonization of pedophiles. So someone had the cheek to write a letter condemning the demonization of pedophiles. That's how brazen they're getting. That's how emboldened they're being. Right? They feel like they can actually come against you. Mad. and said people need to accept pedophiles. That's what they said, right? Belgian poet Delphine Lecomte wrote the letter in response to an investigation by Belgian journalists into a Flemish actor accused of sexually abusing children. Lecomte refers to pedophiles as a marginalized, vulnerable group that has been treated as sickening scum by the dissent moralistic community for years, right? And so were all these other things, you know, being homosexual, transgender, all this kind of stuff. These were all in that same bracket once upon a time, right? And now, you know, these pedophiles want to come out that bracket too. They want to be accepted because they're just another branch of all that shit of what they call that, branch of corruption. All right. Another word I was trying to, another word I wanted to use, but I can't. It's left my mind. But I'm gonna say branch of corruption, right? So they want to come out. They want to live like these other groups are living, man, which were once demonized and shunned by society. They want to come out too. They don't want to be left out. They want their way of life to be recognized too. All right. So despite and there's room for that right now because that's the whole agenda right now. There's momentum behind them groups, right? Despite her protest, the museum poet has remained employed by Bruges and didn't sack her. All right, with the city council saying that while it disagreed with her statements, so you can disagree, right? Lecomte was entitled to free speech. So free speech works when someone else is protecting your free speech, right? So when your free speech ain't protected, now you ain't got free speech. So the reason why she's able to do it because someone is protecting her free speech, just like the free speeches of these other communities are getting protected. But if I wanted to say something against him because I disagreed, and I bring out the scriptures, nah, my free speech don't exist. I'm being hateful, or extreme or something like that. All these labels, but I can't talk, but they can talk, and nothing can happen. If I say something now, or against or whatever, nah, man, I get shut down, and I get fired, man. There'll be consequences, negative consequences, right, for your free speech that you supposedly have, right? But not here, not for these groups. So it's showing you, man, they're giving more power, more. They're allowed to voice themselves more, which is dangerous, obviously, because that's where it starts, right? And then it starts creeping into society, which it has been doing over years, So those that don't think it can happen, you're dead wrong, man. Like I said, it's Esau that's running the earth right now, man, and anything goes with Esau. He's all about that shit. That's what he be doing behind the closed doors, man. It says Lecomte went on to say that in the letter that most pedophiles never engage in pedophile acts, and that every human being is sometimes attracted to innocence and youthfulness. She continued, I think it is very dangerous to demonize and silence pedophiles. Oh, really? Nah, I don't think it's wrong at all, right? In this way, the pedophile is almost forced into a position of illegality and perverted criminality. Okay, so basically, the people are the ones that make them these sex things. Basically, it's the people that are making them do it. It's your fault. It's not their fault. It's your fault. All right. So if you just let the free love, that fucking hippie shit, right back in the day, free love, right? Because that's how these LGBT groups they go on that, man. Love, that doctrine of love and fucking sprinkles and shit, right? So if you just allow them to do that, then they wouldn't, if you eased up on them, then they wouldn't commit these crimes, these heinous crimes, these foul crimes that they be doing. All right. So if you yell at someone long enough, you're sick and disgusting. Get under a rock. You just get the pedosexual excesses and child pornography we all want to avoid. That's lies. It's fucking lies, man. That's what they lust after. It's what they desire. They got all these freaky shit in their mind because that doesn't make any sense. Right? It says, I think it would be wiser to get to know and accept the paedophile and to accept that paedophile resides in each of us, she added. So they're trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, well, we all find things that maybe shouldn't be attractive, and so on and so forth. Right? So they're going to try and liken everybody to some form or another, right? Yeah, that's the point, though, man. This is what's creeping into society, and for those that are ignorant to the fact that you don't believe that this can happen, it's happening. It's already happening, right? You've opened the floodgates, man. That Pandora's box got opened a long time ago with all these freaky, these other freaky communities, okay, that shouldn't have been allowed in the first place, right? But you've been convinced on those matters, and so now it's this group's turn to be to convince you, and for you to be convinced and accepting, or at the very least silent about it, not to be able to say anything against it. Otherwise, you're gonna find yourself in prison for discrimination and all this kind of shit. But anyway, let's get into scriptures, right? It's Isaiah 10, verse 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. Okay, the unrighteous decrees have already been made by this devil, right? By Esau, right? So another one ain't gonna make a difference. He's got a long list of them, right? So this is just another one that's waiting to get passed, right? Because like I said, none of these groups that are running around with all this, all this madness right now should have been allowed, shouldn't have been, decreed, but it is. All right. Joel 9:24 says, the earth is given into hand of the wicked. Hey, these are the guys that are making our laws, our rules, right? So why are you going to be surprised? Why are you surprised? Okay, well, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Esau is that wicked man. Okay, these so-called white people, right? They're these Edomites, man. The wicked. Right? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he? Right? That's the so-called white man. It's Esau. Right? It's Isaiah 29 verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Esau is turning things on its head. Like anything that's supposed to be wicked, man, he's putting it up there like it's righteous. Putting sweet for bitter, bitter for sweet. That's what he's doing. Evil for good. He's turning things upside down. The things that the Most High created were righteous, and the order of it was righteous. Okay, these perversions that are in the earth, these corruptions that are in the earth, man, okay, shouldn't be tolerated. They shouldn't be accepted, man. They're abominations to the Heavenly Father, man, and they receive judgment, not promotion, not endorsement or encouragement. They're not meant to do those things, but this is what this world does, beginning with Esau, and he convinces everybody else that they need to follow for a progressive society. We need to follow those things for freedom and democracy and all this fucking bullshit that he teaches, his wine, his false philosophies, these doctrines that he teaches. Okay, when it's all wicked, man, and should be shunned. Right? So when Yahweh Shai returns, right, all this is going to be done away with. None of this stuff is going to get glorified or exalted. This is going to be totally put down, man. Totally put down, right? And we're going to restore things how they're supposed to be. And now this is why it's saying, surely the turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. This is what you've done. People are going to look at it and thinking, nah, this is off, man. This is wicked. And everybody knows it's wicked. Everyone knows it ain't really right. It's just people have been convinced that, we need to, accept people's differences. So some people don't talk about it, some people ignore it, some people embrace it. But that should not be going on, man. No, it shouldn't be going on in a righteous society, and it won't be, right? But it just shows you, man, this isn't a righteous world that we're living in. It's run by the wicked, right? So that's the point in that scripture anyway, right? So it's Romans chapter 1 verse 22. It says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, right? So it was a wise thing to accept these people and allow them to live the types of lifestyle that they want to live, even though it's completely off, weird, just not right. these people got issues, man, in their mind. It ain't wired right. You believe in something that you're not, and things like that. There's something wrong, on a mental level, right? This is So professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. So you've gone after foolish inventions, foolish ways, doctrines, lifestyles, whatever, right? But you thought this was good. You thought this is progressive. But anyway, verse 23, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, right? For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature, right? So all this, all these LGBT movement groups, right? They're not right, okay? They're not right in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, okay? They're against nature. So none of these things should have been passed in the first place, because the Most High is not down with that shit. All right. So like I said, this pedophilia thing, that's just something else that's coming along. That's a part of that. That's waiting to get approval in the world. But none of this should have been approved in the first place. So likewise, also the men, right, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another. Men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, because it was wrong. Okay, all this shit's wrong, right? Receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was me. Okay, which they're all gonna face that recompense, man, that judgment, that destruction. All right. So that even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Okay, so now you should be given license to go out in it, man, and you're converting more and more people, convincing more and more people to do all these wicked acts, man, confusing the people. Teaching kids at stupid young ages, man, about things they shouldn't even know nothing about. They got no business teaching them. There was an article we saw recently. I think children up from the age of 5 can determine, I can't remember what country it was in, can determine whether they want to change sex and change their gender. It's like, what? So what? It's getting ridiculous, man. You have no control over your children, right? Your children gets to decide shit, because the government is back, and they're protecting the children supposedly, right? The child's best interests. So the government has total control, and all a kid has got. I'm saying a kid doesn't know shit, right? Let's be honest, right? You don't know shit, right? So they already know what's been put in their minds at that time. So is any time they say something wacky, the government will act on that and says, yeah, he said this, so we need to, help that child and fulfill that child's wishes. And if the parents are trying to stop it, and I said, no, he's just going for a phase, or you don't know what he's saying, whatever. Now, the government not going to accept that, man. The government going to lock you up for child abuse, for not letting the child be who he wants to be. All this kind of fucking crazy shit, man, is going on. Right at the same time, Esau will take your children away because you don't want to get them shot in the arm. Esau's a fucking maniac, man, and he needs to go. He needs to fucking go, man. He's doing it, because he's doing too much. All right. Where was I? Yeah, gave them over to reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Verse 29, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents. Right? You have no power or control now. It says, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, impassible, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in that do them, man. This is why it's being promoted. Okay, they're promoting it out there. They want to see that community grow. Them freaky communities grow. Right, knowing that it ain't fucking right. In the scriptures, it tells you it's not right. Okay, that these acts, man, they're punishable by death. Right, so you know this, man. The Bible is a well-read book, man. It's well published. People know. May not understand it, but people know certain things in it, right? And they know that this isn't right. This doesn't go according to scriptures. But now they'll teach that, oh no, God accepts everybody, right? That's what they're teaching now. So they get around it by teaching different doctrines to include these people, these groups, right? When they shouldn't be included. Right? Again, promoting and pushing that agenda. You know? And like I said, this is just another one. And she looks fucking weird as hell anyway, man. You wouldn't trust your children around her anyway, bro. Just by looks alone, bro. The spirit, this ain't fucking right. But yeah, you wouldn't in it. But that's just another thing that's a part of all of this, man. It was all wrong to begin with. Alright? And I say she wants people to acknowledge them, man. You know? they want them acknowledged. It's Genesis chapter 6, verse 11. And the earth also was corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. Okay, the earth again is corrupt and full of violence, right? And the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. For all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. Okay, the ways that weren't right, the things that were against nature. Okay, the law. We were given the law. The law is here written in the scriptures, man. Okay, to keep to the way the Most High created things, right? To work in harmony. That didn't bring death into the world, man. You know? A corruption is things that go away from its original intent. And this is what men and women are doing, man. They're going away from the original intent, the original creation, its purpose. You know? Verse 13, and the Most High said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. All right, and for sure, you know, the Most High then flooded the earth and destroyed them. Okay, and the same type of judgment, you know, the fact that you're going to get destroyed is being prepared again. All right, and we read this here in 2 Peter chapter 2, and read from verse 5, because Sodom and Gomorrah is that them cities, right, that are examples, right, that are supposed to, you know, put off people from carry on in these wicked fashions. Okay, everyone knows that story of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And yet people are still living that way today. And this world is promoting it. Of all stupid things, this world, beginning with Esau, is promoting that way of life. That is going to get them destroyed, as it had happened already, right? So anyway, 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 5, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, saved them from the flood, right? Bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. Okay, the Most High burnt Sodom and Gomorrah down, right? And it's going to happen again. Okay, to, you know, the whole earth, man, but mainly America. America's going to be fully destroyed by fire, but, you know, these other places, man, because all this shit going on all over the world, man, and this place needs to be cleansed. These people are going to be destroyed. They're going to get fire and judgment brought upon them. Right? Verse 7, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. This shit vexes us, man. The fact this shit is actually even allowed to be spoken is fucking, it's madness, man. But then to see how far it's allowed to go, that's even fucking crazier, man. And this shit vexates us. These are all the things that are fucking wrong with the world. You know, amongst many other things that Esau does and promotes. How his system is created, you know. All these things vex us in our spirit, man. And this is why we call for an end to this place, but we call for a hastening of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to return to this place and destroy it, and to establish his righteous kingdom, the kingdom of heaven. That's why we are the way we are, man, because we fucking hate this place. and the things that go on in it. Okay, this isn't a righteous place, man. This is not a place where you can feel at peace, right? It's full of nothing but fucking misery and torments. Right, verse 8 says, and for that righteous man dwelling among them in seeing and hearing vex his righteous soul from day to day with the unlawful deeds. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. Alright, and that is what's going to happen, man. Okay, they're being reserved for fire. So the Most High is allowing this shit to go on, man, just so that when the Lord brings the judgment, it's fully justified and it's extreme. You know, yes, we have to suffer it, but the Most High is suffering it too, because the Most High don't enjoy this either. Okay, but what he's going to enjoy is destroying this place, man. Okay, when he brings the judgment down, he's going to enjoy judgment. And getting rid of the corrupted and the wicked. All right. So she gonna find herself, and that's it as well. Those that would even protect them or stand by them, join hand in hand with any of these groups, man, you're gonna get destroyed too, whether you're doing it or not. Because you solicited it, man. You enabled it. Okay, you was down with it. So you're all gonna get destroyed, man. Because you're wicked too. Alright? Don't matter. Alright, so, with that, I'm going to say shalom, and I hope this is an edifying video. And I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next one, man. So till then, I say shalom.